subjects, yeah, journalism. And like the business class was really easy because it was like all girls. And they were all just so sweet. And then my computer engineering, they're much smarter. Mix of active and not so active, but very smart. They could do a lot, you know. But my motorcycle mechanics, all boys, except for like one girl, had like hundreds, and they were so hard because they weren't listening ever. They were just goofing off. It was like 30 or 40 students in each classroom, and it was so hard. It was so exhausting, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was a new teacher, so
Do you ever scold
really
them
hard.
when they're goofing around?
Yeah, I tried, but it's hard. I don't know. I tried to do more like positive reinforcement methods, games and stuff like that. But it's okay. It was
I'm
good
sure
learning
you're
experience.
famous among the boys.
No.
Are you the one and only native speaker there?
Yeah, I was the only
there are-
one for that. I mean, for that whole area, for that whole village, that was the only like bule around. So, and if I go for a walk, even from my village, because it was in the kampong, in the way in the south, in the,
rural
like,
area.
very rural area. So there's only one road. There's no NCOT even. So if I go for a walk, the roads are like volcanic stone roads, you know, not like real. And like the people would just come out of their houses and like sit on their porch. They don't say hello, mister out there. They just stare.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Like I'm a parade. I'm just one person walking down the road, but they're just like, bring the kids, bring the kids.
What is that?
They never seen a foreigner before.
And just like, hi. They're just like, oh, it talks. Like, okay, bye. Keep walking. Eventually they got used to me, and it was wonderful because they all went my name. So I walked to school, everybody said, hello, Miss Ellen, Pagi Miss Ellen, Subing Anjing.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful experience.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's what happened with
Challenging and
invitation.
wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, here is quite common to say when we are not seeing for a while. Our common saying is, "You look so skinny, you look so fat."
First
Something
compliment.
about
Yeah, something we can really
yeah.
measure.
Just like the initial first impression of
Yes.
oh, you look
Here is common.
Just blurt it
you
out.
look chubby, you
Yeah.
look old, you look
Hey,
skinny.
no.
Like your skin got so dark.
Yeah,
Yes,
That's what
influencer.
people say to Indonesians.
Yes.
Kamu gemukan ya, kamu kurusan ya.
Oh, yang bisa juga nyebelin kelihatan. Ngeliat-ngeliat, nggak nyapa.
And for us, it's just a white chalk. Yeah.
Jadi mau nanya juga, Randy?
Does that bother you guys when people say stuff like that? Like when they're like, oh, you look fat now. Or, does it bother you guys?
Already common, so
Yeah, it's actually a common culture.
The girls are like,
But today we millennials start to tell sometimes
the elders.
yeah, the elders which usually keep doing that we don't like to be judged by your parents.
Yeah.
Please don't say it like that. If I say it to you, Bibi, you look so fat. you feel sad, right? We try to cut the bad negative culture because we
Yeah.
understand that it's equal in part to body shaming, right?
Yes.
The foreign cultures.
you're more woke now.
But an elder says something like that that just shows of caring.
Yeah, affection, caring.
Yes.
Are you eating well? That's
Yes.
Yeah.
And the heaviest part of that kind of careness is, when are you going to marry?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Yeah.
hardest question.
When you're single.
Ini bisa gatot, udah single komen. Ini curhat deh.
I'm married actually. And when you're married, the heavier question is,
When you getting divorced?
that's rude.
Punya anak.
Yeah. time or babies when there's
Sudah isi belum?
yes. What do you care? Yeah, that's the thing about culture.
After you have one day, they're like, when's the next one?
Next.
Yeah.
Banyak anak banyak rezeki.
Any questions related with the teaching methods or learning methods and stuff?
Yes. Yes, especially interested about the question for both of you. First, like Mr. Ryan, you've been here for 40 years, if I'm not mistaken, and also 6 years. So when you first learned Indonesian or bahasa, Indonesian language, is it difficult as you learn the other language? And is there any method that you learn related about our English too? So how to make English easier, like you learn Indonesian?
How to acquire?
Yes.
How to acquire the language much easier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good question. I guess, learning by doing, just like Abdul did, right? Another thing is be brave to make mistakes because, they say lifelong learning, right? No matter how old we get, we're never too old to learn. Like, every day we're learning new things, right? But when I first came here, Indonesia was much different than it is now. Not many people could really speak English. I feel like just walking along the street, asking for directions was even really difficult. Going to a supermarket, asking for some help was really difficult.
Yes.
Now, it's easy. Even you go to the bar, people can speak English or something like this a little bit, right? So I had no choice but to learn as much Indonesian as I could. And even though people laughed at me or I made stupid mistakes, I didn't care because I knew that Indonesian wasn't my language. Just like English is not your native language, right? So people don't expect for you to speak it perfectly. Just like I said during the introduction, no one speaks English perfectly. So I guess you guys just have to speak as much as you can.
Including us. We don't speak perfect English. Nobody does.
Like, when you're reading a book, right, you can understand, right? Or you're reading chat, you can understand. But then when it comes time to speak, it's different, right? So your passive ability is much stronger than your active ability. So how should you improve that? Like, people always come up to me and they ask me as if it's a big secret, like, how do I become more fluent? I'm like, well, okay, just think about something simple like okay, you're a really good basketball player, right? So what do you have to do? How do you become a good basketball player? Eat pizza? What do you do?
Practice.
Practice, right? And so let's say you're really good at dribbling the ball, you're really good at slam dunking or something like that, okay? But your shooting is really bad, right? Okay? So what do you think you should practice more of? Shooting, right? Okay? And so, when you guys sit down and you're just like this, like, okay, I want to improve my English, I want to study. Okay, I'll open up the dictionary and study vocabulary. I'll start at A, 5 years later, I'll go to B. 100 years later, you'll be at what? F or something like that, right? Okay? So instead of doing that, it's better that you try to interact with people in English as much as you can so that you can know what you need to practice. So let's say you're trying to say something like, man, I don't know how to say that. So then you can go to the dictionary or look it up on Google or something like that, and then you want to try to use it so that you can become you can really learn it and you can know it, right? Another thing is to just think about how you learn Indonesian. Before you can read, you can already speak. Before you can write, you can already speak, right? Okay? So you guys have a greater challenge because we live in Indonesia, so mau nggak mau, kita harus bisa kan? But you guys don't live in an English-speaking country, which means that you have to be more sengaja, more intentional with your studying. Okay? So you guys can look for a community. I know that Mr. G has a community for people who want to learn how to speak English and stuff like that. so that you can speak English in a natural context or natural situations. I think that's more meaningful. Because, when we have like good experiences, we remember those, right? Also our focus is really there. When you like basa-basi, like someone says, hey, I'm John. And then like 2 minutes later, what's your name again? Because you're not really focused, you're just like, it's just BS, you know what I'm saying? So when you're like join a community, I think, and you have real interactions, it becomes more meaningful, and you'll remember. Just like desktop on your computer or laptop, if there are some programs or applications that you don't use often, right? You'll get a notification like the computer wants to move these programs maybe off your desktop or something like that, right? Well, our brains work the same way. So the more you use English, the more you speak English, the more your brain will prioritize the language, And even when we're not aware of it, it's like our brains will start to figure out the patterns and connect the dots. And one day you're going to wake up and be like, hey, my English is really good. Well, you're probably not going to do that. Yeah, what I'm saying, but you're going to notice that your English is much better than it used to be, And so also like, when you guys are making galau statuses on Facebook, she was like, yeah, that's so big. She was like this, she was like, yeah. She's like, that's so big.
No, Facebook, but what's up?
Whatever. Well, do it in English. And plus all of you have professions that, it seems like you love your jobs, your professions, your careers, right? Okay, maybe you can make a blog in English, and the good thing about making blogs that are public is that other people can read them. If you just make a diary in English, that you're the only person that's going to read it. Hopefully, you're the only person that's ever going to read that, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like careless, you don't care that much about like the mistakes that you make. But if you make something that other people are going to read, I think you're going to think more, you're going to challenge yourselves more to have better structure and grammar, vocabulary, things like that. And just try and also make a plan. Just like just like you said, artists, right? You said sometimes people don't make time for study, right? Well, don't just expect that, you're just going to have time. It's just going to like, English book is just going to fall out of the sky and land in your lap, So even if you only have 10 minutes a day, you want to plan to take those 10 minutes and try to study something in English, Also, you guys can try to make at least 3 questions in English that you want to ask people throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So challenge yourself to come up with like 3 good questions, but something interesting. Actually, on the way here, I was talking to Miss Ellen. She said that, we both agree that we hate basa-basi. We don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? And so try to challenge yourselves not to just, have this meaningless small talk, but ask, questions, ask for information that you really want to know. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times people come up to me and they say like, oh, where are you from, mister? Like this, oh, I'm from America. Oh, I'm so happy to have a friend like you. Because, you come from like, oh, that's kind of weird, So just because I come from America, you're happy to have me as a friend, something like that. And they said, oh, so mister, is there rice in America? Maybe the first couple of years I answered every single time, right? But now I just pretend like, rice? What is rice? I don't know that, like, can you show me this rice? I've heard of this rice, And then after a while, they're like, okay. Just like there's potatoes here, there's bread here, right? Of course there's rice everywhere probably, what I'm saying? And plus, you probably don't really want to know the answer to that question. You don't care if there's rice in America. So it's better that you try to focus on, questions that you really want the answer to. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way to kind of like get people to help you practice your English by having meaningful interactions.
See your point.
Yeah, so it's like, kita langsung malas, ya. It's like basa-basi doang gitu.
How are you, Kalisa? Klik.
Yeah, and also, you guys should support one another. So if you have the courage to try to speak English, then you shouldn't get laughed at. See, a lot of people here, kind of like too shy to speak English in public places because people say "balagu" or something like that, or "balai." I'm like, to me, that's weird, because this person is trying to improve, right? And then really not supported by the communities, whatever like that. So you guys should be really supportive. You know what I'm saying? And since you got all of you work in the same place, that means that, do you have English Day here? You have English Day?
Nggak jalan.
You don't have English? Well, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? English is not tomorrow anymore. English is yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like before, the English is the future, English is the future, English is the future. English is now, it's here. So that means that, you guys have to take advantage of any time that you have to try to improve your English. Of course, that's why you guys are in this class, because you realize the importance of English, But remember that learning doesn't just take place in the classroom, it takes place outside the classroom as well. And the responsibility is really, on you, not the teacher. The teacher is like a mentor or guide, but you guys have to apply what Mr. G, taught you, and you have to practice it, so that you guys can improve. Jangan sampai ini cuma kayak sia-sia gitu,
I guess it's
Did you hear that?
Seriously. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. You covered a lot of it. Really, the exposure thing, trying to expose yourself as much as possible to all kinds of native English, be it videos or songs. One of the ways, so the only other language that I really learned before learning Indonesian was Spanish. In the States, a lot of people learn Spanish because we have a lot of Spanish, Central and South American culture there. And actually, I think it was easier at first for me to learn. I mean, I thought Indonesian was harder in the very beginning because the vocabulary is so different from English. Everything is completely different. Water is air, what? So different. Whereas in Spanish, water is aqua, which is very easy, to bridge from, because we have the word aqua in American culture and other places, so it's Latin derived and it's more familiar. But yeah, Indonesian was very new, so it was really a lot of vocabulary at first. It was just the vocabulary was really overwhelming because everything's so different, except for computer. But otherwise everything's so different. So what I did was I kept a little notebook, just a little notebook with a pen, and I brought it with me everywhere I went. And every time a word came up or something came up that was new and I was interested in knowing what it meant, I couldn't learn all of the words right away. That's too much, right? You can't learn the whole dictionary in just sitting down and reading it, right? But I could just, when I was going to my school and talking to people and seeing signs on the road, if I saw a word, write it down, look it up later. If I can't look it up right then, because I didn't have a smartphone at the time actually too, so I had to write it down and then go check later. And then once I had that, I had a big vocabulary list, and some of the words were, I thought, not very important to learn, so I kind of just skipped those or put those on the back burner. Chef words. But the ones that I thought, this is a really useful word because I keep hearing it, so I'm going to focus on these words that I keep hearing, the high priority vocabulary. So then maybe I make flashcards for myself for those words that I saw a lot. I also tried reading a bit, reading news or reading easy books children's books or really easy books at first. And song lyrics. So I found some Indonesian music artists that I like. And sing for me.
This one line, please.
Indonesian song.
Wait.
There's
a band
the song you
called.
never
So I was
forget.
in this cafe, for example, in Hegarmana called Kineriku.
Oh, Kineriku.
You know
Can go there?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
It's nice.
So I went there. It was 4 years ago, 5 years ago for the first time, and then I found this. They were playing this music on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this band is so nice. Who is this? And they told me it's this band called Theory of Acoustic from
No, I think it's
Sulawesi.
Discoustic.
Manado? Theory of Discoustic. Discoustic. I don't know how you say it in Indonesian. But so I bought the album and then I found the lyrics on their website and I like looked up all the words so that I could like understand them basically and then sing along. So then whenever I'm listening to it and I'm saying the words, it like really helps my brain to, even though maybe they're not as useful vocabulary, it's like talking about sailing and this strong current and then like I'm probably never going to use this language ever again, but it still like helps my brain to become more fluent in Indonesian because I'm like, yeah, like fluidly speaking, singing it, you know, regularly more. So yeah, I remember.
The song.
I know I can't really. I'm a terrible singer, also. You don't really want to hear me sing.
I think they do. I think they do want to hear it.
It's like, something like that. That's one strategy you could try.
Yes.
Like he said, also like make it a habit. You know, every day do something.
Yes.
Maybe keep a journal or keep notes on your phone or something. For me, it helps to write it down first and then type it out later for my brain. Writing maybe helps my brain learn it better than seeing it on the screen at first for whatever reason.
Yeah, every people have different methods, right? To
Yeah.
acquire language.
Go to the movies,
Yes.
see American movies and the
Without
subtitles.
subtitles.
Write down the words that you think are good, common, important. Go back, study those later. Yeah, and practice fluency, conversation as much as possible anywhere you can.
I don't know about you guys, but I learned English. My English got much better because I play game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like online?
Online, and then I play on Steam. Yeah, many games I played, and the games usually using English language, right? So
Yeah.
when I don't know what's the the NPCs talking regarding mission that I don't know, I go to Alphalink. You know Alphalink? I translate the word that I don't know, and then over the years, it actually became a habit. When I play games, I build my Alphalink, or now I have my smartphone. So when I don't know any word, the word is new, I don't know the meaning, I often Google it. It actually helps because when you do it often and it becomes a habit, it's like breathing,
Yeah.
like you constantly do it without thinking,
Yeah.
like that. So you have to make it habit. Like you love to watch movies, right, online. So maybe when you watch the movies, you write down the subtitle that you don't know, or maybe you turn off the subtitle and see if you understand the scene, what the people in the movie is talking about. Okay.
Use English subtitles. Yeah. Like watching English movies with English subtitles, then that will maybe help you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. One more question.
One more question.
Yeah.
Vidya?
Kalisa.
Kalisa?
Yeah.
Regarding to especially for the kitchen, how to deliver for the trainee. If I as the cooker, but I'm not smooth for the English speaking. But can I the movement verbal,
Oh.
please?
Oh.
Like this, this is a salt, blah 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 blah.
I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking.
Uh,
I mean, like, what do you want me to really? What do you want us to really?
She's trying to ask you regarding she's not quite fluent in her English to explain the situation in the kitchen. So when she have to do that in English, can she add some, gesture to make the audience non-verbal gesture, like maybe pointing or
Sure.
something like that?
Yeah, why not?
It helps.
Yeah. Body language is, that's why even giving a presentation, body language is important, right? It helps us to, convey the message or helps people to understand more. But to kind of like fix that. Again, you can go to YouTube and you can actually type in here, like, you know, someone teaching students in the picture. You know, so in the beginning you can just like copy like what you see, someone else's style, right? And then after a while, you will start to be able to develop your own style. You know what I mean?
You get the vocabulary down, you know?
Yeah.
What's
something
a
like that.
pot? What's a pan? What's a spatula? What's a...
But again, just like Ms. Ellen said, make sure you're prepared, not just to give a presentation, but also to deliver the material to teach, right? So if you don't know how to say something, that means that your preparation is korang. Because you should have already thought about that before you entered the classroom.
Visualizing what you're going to do, practice beforehand. So when you practice, you're like, oh, I don't know the word for that. I better put that on my list and memorize that so I know like when I'm doing the presentation.
Unless it's like an unexpected question or something like that. But, you know, how I used to handle that, that's a very good question. I'm sorry, we don't really have time to get into that. No, you're laughing, but I'm serious. Really, I'm like, oh my God, okay, but I'm sorry we don't have enough time to get into that.
I would just
right
say I don't know
But I
sometimes, you know, like
promise,
it's okay if
you
you
know,
don't know more.
now.
You
That
can get back to
we can
them.
talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
How to escape.
Of to escape difficult question. But sometimes you have to match with another people's expectation. You know, the one asking is expect us to
Yeah.
know, right? So when we as a trainer say that, oh, I don't know, and then they just the audience will be like, and then
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, since I started teaching, I've always said that I don't know, but I don't only say I don't know. I say, oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure, but let me check. Like, if it's somebody else that I need to check with, if it's like a procedure type of thing, or if it's like an expertise type of thing, like, let me check for you and I'll let you know the answer as soon as possible, you know, like, just to be honest. I don't know, it feels better for my style, I guess.
yeah. But you don't leave them hanging.
No, I always
don't know, right?
I get back to them eventually,
Get
yeah.
back to them eventually.
Just don't
But
lie.
yeah, his method too could work. I
Because
suppose.
chances are, but no, I really will get into that later. I'm saying, because I'm going to go home and, oh my God, what's the answer to that? You know, but just don't lie, because chances are the person asking you the question
It's not
probably know the answer.
Right,
Just
because they're
the task,
testing you.
So it's just like, yeah, for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
don't say
Yeah.
and different, and don't make something up.
Yeah.
Don't make something up.
Something
Yeah,
you don't
don't
know.
lie.
Especially for CPC.
according to Google, you know what I'm saying? Oh God, there's always somebody like that.
On page 1022.
Also, you know, you can kind of, you know, you can empower your class more, just like kind of like, yeah, like Mr. G does, like, you know, he becomes a facilitator or something like that in the classroom. And the students are like more responsible for the learning process, which is how it should be anyway. And you know, you just kind of like create an environment like you guys are a team. You're learning together, kind of thing like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll still have expectation like for you to know more than that, but at least they won't look at you as like you're saying like I'm a know-it-all. I know every single thing, and you know nothing. Because then you will constantly get challenged, you know what I'm saying? But if you give them opportunities, you know, that's a very good question. How about we find the answer to that? Where do you think we can find the answer to your question? You know what I'm saying? In which book or which, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, build the learning condition.
Yeah.
for everyone.
Questioning techniques.
Right. And so then they can actually answer the question for themselves, right? They can just, oh wow, thanks guys. You know what I mean? But it's good to like kind of like get some of the pressure off of you. But again, just like Ms. Ella said, prepare yourself. You know?
Yeah. No matter how much you prepare, also though, there's still very good possibility that somebody's gonna ask you a question that you don't know. Like my students, even in high school and Stanford, sometimes they come upon a word anywhere. I don't know where they get some words. You know, they're like, Ms. Ellen, what does this word mean? I'm like, never actually heard that word. I mean, honestly, it's impossible for any one person to know all
Yeah.
words. You know. So I'm like, oh, let me just check and make sure real quick, and then I'll get back to you. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what it means.
Kita juga banyak kosakata bahasa Indonesia yang kita nggak tahu itu.
Iya benar.
Much better than giving them the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Making something.
Okay, one last question from me. Share to them your personal formula of confidence. I guess they really need the most. I mean, both of you maybe have your own secret.
Practice.
Yes.
Practice. Like I used to be very shy in front of classrooms, very nervous. But the more I practiced, the more confident I became. Like when I was like in my early 20s, I used to like hyperventilate whenever I was like trying to talk to somebody. You know, like I was so shy and so nervous. But I mean, maybe because I was practicing in like lower stakes, like lower pressure situations, like oh, none of these guys speak English, so I feel more confident to practice, to like speak to them, and then you work your way up to like different groups of people, and then now I feel comfortable, for the most part, speaking in front of most groups of people just because of all the practice. Yeah, eventually your brain just stops sending out that panic signal when you're doing public speaking, and you can relax and have fun and engage with your audience. It's a great feeling when you get over that point of
So confidence
anxiety.
is not a revelation thing, right?
No, for me it was just a lot of work, like just a lot of practice. Like if you're trying, for you guys with giving presentations, training, like I said, start with like lower stakes, practice with your friends, like maybe you can have like a support group where you take turns practicing in front of each other, or volunteering is a really great way to boost your confidence in public speaking, like teaching, volunteering at schools, or teaching like every once in a while, just for kids, reading books for kids, like.
Or you can voluntarily teach yourself.
It's low pressure, like they're gonna be happy no matter what. Like for like local schools here in Indonesia, they're gonna be excited no matter what, happy no matter what. So even if you make mistakes, it's okay.
Jadi bikin jadwal ngajar gitu ya, jadwal presentasi sesuai dengan
Iya,
ekspektasi
nggak pernah mikir ya,
masing-masing.
ya.
But in English,
Yeah,
Now in English.
Try it in English. You should try it.
no need to evaluate, no need to everything if it's necessary. Of course, if you need to evaluate
Just to
word by
deliver.
word, go for that. But if you just need or seek for the time to practice, just let yourself practice, and then let the best results come. So confidence is actually lies beneath the bunch of practicing moment.
Practice, yeah. And the knowledge that you have.
Yes.
Like I said, like just knowing your material really well. If you don't know your material, you're gonna be like, I don't know anything, and they're gonna know that I don't know anything. This is awful. So even if you're a really good public speaker, I mean, maybe you can like BS your way. Like you can fudge something, you can make something up, but that takes a lot of skill, really, if you're gonna give a
It sounds so
presentation
nice, but
without knowing. Yeah.
okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I think they figured out somehow maybe the number is wrong. You need to do something for at least 10,000 hours or something like that in order to be an expert.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, the question was about confidence, but basically it goes back to what Ms. Ellen said, that you guys have to practice. I always tell people, don't wait for confidence to come. Because a lot of times people say, okay, all right, today I'm not going to speak in English because I'm not confident. But maybe tomorrow I'll just magically wake up and be like, hey, I'm confident now, and I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And just like Ms. Ellen, I used to dread like speaking in front of people. It's not my favorite thing to do.
It's like a
now.
natural human thing. Everybody's afraid at first.
It's one of the biggest fears that everyone has, right? But after a while of doing it, I noticed that I just got more and more confident because I was more kind of like sure of my ability. I survived that one, right? And then I tried to fix like my mistakes, at least what I thought my mistakes were. And then next one, I repeated the process again and again and again, and then practicing. You know what I mean? And then, if you do something long enough, you'll get more and more confident because you have enough practice. So hopefully what you guys take from today, which I think is more important than even like what we say, is how you yourselves felt when you gave the presentation. Probably what you didn't do well in or what you could have improved. You know what I'm saying? And so start with that. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep on developing your style. So everyone has a different style. You do conversation style, presentation style, writing, whatever, right? And so you want to kind of like start with what you already know your weaknesses are. Just like when you go to the gym, right? Naturally the guys just do this exercise because it's the easy one to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everyone hates, like the guys hate, like put the weight here and squat down, stand up. The women love that stuff, but the guys hate it. You know what I'm saying? So we never do it. So you have these guys with these big arms and really skinny legs or something like that, right? And so basically, you know what I'm saying, right? It's true, right? No, it's but start with your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? If you keep improving your strengths, then your weaknesses are never probably going to improve, or get better. But if you focus on your weaknesses, your strengths will also get stronger. You see what I'm saying? And just knowing that you're actually actively taking charge of your learning process will make you more confident because you know you're doing something about it. You know those people, they take one kung fu class and then they go and get beat up because they think they're like a kung fu star now, so now they're brave to fight. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's the same kind of thing. If you take charge of your learning process, you're doing something that you know will benefit you, then you will become more confident, right? Hey, I heard Mr. G say this in class yesterday, so I know this is right, so I'm going to say it now. A lot of times we're like, we ragu or we doubt ourselves, right? Okay? So I guess what they say, practice makes perfect. Well, I'm going to say practice makes almost perfect because nobody's perfect and we don't do anything perfectly. So yeah, that's another thing. You have to remove that expectation because you will never achieve perfection because, there's only one perfect being, right? Okay? And so, give yourself some credit and don't be too hard on yourself. So, oh my gosh, I really did terrible today. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. I'm never going to do that again. Since you guys all have careers, take advantage of every opportunity that you have. So like, hey, we need a volunteer. There's a new orientation. The trainer got sick or something like that. We need someone to keep them busy tomorrow, give them some presentations or whatever. Instead of being like this, just say, I'll do it. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more comfortable you will become. And so, in life, you should really never let yourself be comfortable, feel comfortable, because that means you're not making any progress anymore. So you always want to challenge yourself.
Yeah. If it's hard, that means you're growing, you're learning. If it's really difficult and painful, that means you're building your muscles.
Yes.
You put it that way. It's just
It's painful.
It is painful. You feel so uncomfortable.
Jadi kalau belajar dari bayi ya, kalau kamu tahu kamu nangis itu artinya kamu lahir gitu. Jadi nggak bisa kalau lahir lo diem aja gitu misalnya. It means you're okay. So kayak Abdul, mulai dari yang muda-muda, nyalain kompor, matiin kompor gitu. Kemudian bergerak ke kompor yang lain atau ke alat yang lain. Gitu. Jadi you need the sense of accomplishment too. No matter how hungry you are, you still need to eat the food scoop by scoop. Right? So believe in the process and do not stop until you finish it.
Don't lose the process.
Not me,
See, even if you love big burger, you still have to little by Anything else?
I think that's all. Thank you for your time, Miss Alan
Thank
you
and
so
Mr.
much, Mr.
Ryan.
Ryan.
It's very
Yeah.
wonderful to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We learned so much today. Thank you.
Okay, so one by one, please say something about our program. Anything? Impressions, positive thought, saying sorry, whatever. Please,
Oke, Kalisa,
start from Kalisa.
Kak ceritain ke Mr. G tentang program.
Complaints.
Tentang program Mr. G dan Kalisa seperti apa?
Oh my god.
Di sini aja.
Yeah.
Okay, before I say thank you so much for the program Green Talk, and I include for the what is
Di middle.
the middle of moon. Jadi
Teman.
desak-desakan ya aku tuh
Oh,
ke bawah-bawah. Tapi maksudnya but I have happy cause the Unity Talk I can learn for the program Mr. G beside the
Apa boleh sampai
learning in the campus
Oh,
like this.
thank you.
Harus ada lagi.
Please, Haris.
Okay, I want to say thank you to Mr. G for being patient with us, with all our, problematic
Naughty.
Sometimes I also go to your session without, fully focused because I still have so much thing to do, but I tried and it's been fun. I learned a lot. There are new perspective that during this program that is being open for me. That English is like this. When was before I thought that English is only like this, and then after I met you and
The other team.
learning in your program, I see different kind of English and it's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. First, we do apologize for Mr. G, especially for myself. Of course, from the beginning, from the start, we are very spirit enthusiast, yeah. Because of the enthusiasm to join this, but yeah, like life, there's obstacles. From how many people?
12.
Yeah, 12,
12,
and then
yes.
now only 5. And then our communication, our conversation in group is not small or not work well. We do apologize and all of what is that? Kekurangan yang ada di
All the
flaws.
all the faults from our company, yeah. Of course, from our friends that cannot come here, that cannot join us today, and of course for Mr. Ian and Miss
Yeah.
Alex, yeah, please send our
Regards.
regards for them. Thank you so much, Mr. G and Unitalk. So we hope it will continue, yeah. It will continue, and we hope we can implement what we learned from the start until now, and of course for Miss Ellen and Mr. Ryan, thank you so much for your time today, for open our mind, yeah, to speak English more and to learn more and practice more. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for all, Mr. G. From here, I know studying is very fun. You bring the class attractive, maybe, and then you give us a spirit. And besides, I can a little bit, ya mungkin buat saya sedikit ya, buat kalian banyak lah ya. Ya sedikit-sedikit, ya apa yang belajar. Studying this is very fun. Saya juga dapat apa ya? Saya juga, I also learn about how to teach as very
how to teach well.
Yeah, how to do it. That's it, Mr. G. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Before thank you buat Mr. G sama Unitalk juga. Setelah open mind lah, udah membuka gitu wawasan saya. Mungkin yang awalnya sih English.
Gak apa-apa. Yang penting nyampe ke pimpinan.
Yang awalnya mungkin hanya sebatas apa sih gitu bahasa Inggris gitu. Toh kelak gitu bahasa Inggris pun gak akan jadi apa gitu ya, jadi buat bahan kita ini gitu. Cuman setelah saya sama Mr. G buka wawasan saya gitu bahwa memang salah satu bahasa yang memang hampir di dunia ini ya memang bahasa Inggris yang paling banyak dipakai gitu. Dan sebelumnya terima kasih banyak Mr. G, walaupun dari sisi hasil mungkin gak seperfect yang ingin Mr. G sama saya inginkan gitu. Walaupun dalam di luar sini saya pun mungkin nggak tahu ya, bukan solusi gimana. Saya di rumah sendiri, maksudnya di rumah saya sendiri pribadi pun belajar. Cuman memang ini sering sedikit ya. Waktu dulu kecil saya pernah jatuh dan daya ingat saya itu memang nggak bisa ini gitu.